democracy is a delicate, well-oiled machine. At least, that's what high school civics teachers like to tell you before you realize that human history is basically just a series of random guys getting elected, instantly losing their minds, and trying to rename the calendar after their moms. Today, we're looking at presidents who didn't want to fix the economy, or build roads, or engage in bipartisan compromise. No, they unlocked the absolute cheat codes of executive power and chose pure chaos. Our first contestant comes to us from Turkmenistan, a country that sounds like a fake nation invented for a Sacha Baron Cohen movie, but sadly is entirely real. Meet Saparmurat Niyazov, who gave himself the title Turkmenbashi, which literally means leader of all Turkmen, which is a bold start. Niyazov looked at the standard responsibilities of a head of state, diplomacy, trade, infrastructure, and said, "Nah, I'm going to micromanage your dental hygiene." Bruh. Here is a short list of things this man actually outlawed. Opera and ballet, because, quote, Turkmen do not need those silly things. Beards and long hair for men. Lip syncing at concerts. And dogs. Yes, dogs. He literally banished all dogs from the capital city because he didn't like their odor. But wait, it gets better. Niyazov decided that gold fillings were bad for your teeth. His expert medical advice? Throw away your dentist tools and just chew on soup bones like a stray hound. And because running a country requires a literary masterpiece, he wrote a book called The Runama, a bizarre fever dream of history and poetry, and made it mandatory reading. You couldn't graduate school, work a government job, or even get a driver's license without passing a strict morality exam on this guy's autobiography. He even had a copy launched into space, just in case Martian life needed some light reading about his childhood. Moving right along to the Central African Republic, where President Jean Bedel Bokassa looked at his impoverished nation, looked at the history of France, and thought, you know what this country needs? A multi-million-dollar Napoleonic coronation. Bokassa decided that being president was far too pedestrian, so he dissolved the republic, declared himself Emperor Bokassa I, and threw himself a coronation ceremony that cost over $20 million, which swallowed up roughly 1/3 of his entire country's annual budget. He ordered a custom crown encrusted with diamonds, a velvet robe the size of a tennis court, and a solid gold throne shaped like a giant soaring eagle. He literally recreated Napoleon's 1804 coronation down to the last detail. Except he did it in a nation facing severe economic ruin. Foreign diplomats watched in absolute horror as an emperor rode through the capital in a gold-plated carriage, while citizens wondered where their next meal was coming from. Predictably, his imperial reign lasted less than 2 years, before everyone collectively agreed that maybe, just maybe, letting a guy play dress-up with the national treasury was a bad idea. If you thought Turkmenistan peak weirdness died with Niyazov, you severely underestimated the structural integrity of Turkmenistan's political system. Enter his successor, Gurbanguly Berdymukhamedov. By day, he was an authoritarian strongman. By night, he was a multi-talented Renaissance man of pure, unfiltered embarrassment.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But my personal favorite piece of presidential governance? The health trail. Berdymukhamedov decided that all government ministers needed to get in shape. So, he forced every single state employee to march up a massive 22-mile concrete path carved into the desert mountains. And where was the president during this grueling, lung-burning hike? Naturally, he watched them from the comfort of a helicopter. True leadership. Look, next time you feel depressed about the state of global politics, just remember, at at least your current leader hasn't forced you to study their personal poetry book. Stay safe out there.